access some room, that's totally fine. I just kind of condensed it a little bit more in case somebody doesn't have a lot of room, they can kind of see how they can put things together. So for this one here, I've got 9 foot over to my drag. I'm going to start my obstacle. You've got your other rope tied to another bucket. So there's your second bucket. You've got your rope. You can use a barrel, stand. I put anything in there that you're just going to put something on. This is exactly what it is. You can use a standard. If you're on a fence or there's a tree here, hang it on a tree. That's absolutely fine. So this is something you just have to be able to get your rope off of here, and that's really what we're looking for. So with that one, this is where I have 20 feet from here to that bucket, which is my middle marker for this drag. So we're going off that direction for a 20-foot section, and this is going to be your marker that you either go to for level 1 or go around for the next levels. Okay, guys? So with that, 20 feet right here, 9 foot from start. Pretty simple. The next obstacle that we're going to go to is going to be that trot over the back through chute. So we're going to go right back over here to our trot over. And we're going to use this start cone here basically for the poles just as much as, or the box just as much as the back through poles. So this just keeps like extra cones out of the way because I start to get like more condensed cones over here, obviously. Because I've got my gate transition cone that we're going to talk about a little later as our last obstacle. We've got our start cone, and then this cone's for our box, but we're also going to use this start cone for our trotting over the poles. Okay, guys? So with this one, from this start cone, it's different. It's definitely more than 9 feet, and that's fine. So what we want to do here is, if you guys want to take your box further away, I'm going to give you a general idea of this one. If you don't have a lot of room, I want you to do like I did and just use this start cone. That's totally fine. If you have room, take your box further and make sure you have that same distance of your start cone to go right at 17 feet, okay? Give yourself that room, you're gonna need it. It's gonna be a lot easier for you. So we've got 17 feet from our start cone, different than our 9. Just put it in there, almost double. What you're gonna do for level 1 and level 2, it's a little bit complicated to read this on paper, but like level 1 is basically a circle. You're just gonna go around. You're trotting over that pole. You're going around. You're not gonna use your side, or you are gonna use your side pass pole also for this. So this is where you come over, and this is where you've got your circle tied in. Because when it comes to distance off, this is gonna be your cone that you're gonna be stopping at for those circles. Okay? So for those, like on level 1, you're going to start making a circle to the right, trot over the first set of poles, and then over the last set of poles and close the circle by continuing back to the start cone. Just making that circle. For level 2 and 3, that's where I say you're going to use that side pass, because level 2 and 3, you're going to use more of a serpentine. So level 2, you've got your trot pattern. You can come out here further if you need to. Utilize what you need to utilize. Show your horse to the best of your ability. Whenever you come through here, start that serpentine pattern. Go through the center, continue left, over here, then you're going to go left over the side pass pole. So you want to come over this pole here, because now you're starting that circle, okay? This is where you're starting that circle, all the way right back to that start cone. And that's why we need it just a little further off at that 17 feet versus the 9, just because we want to kind of make it a circle and it's a further distance, okay? So we're going to utilize that. In level 3, you're going to be loping that, so you're going to need that distance as well. All right, obstacle 7. In the 7th one, it's going to be the box, so we're going to go straight over to that box. So from that cone, this is ideally where you're going to be. You're going to be over here. You can be here inside this cone here. From there, that's where you can come. Set yourself up for this box. Get ready, starting your start cone to be able to go square into this box. We're going to come from this side. This is your 9 feet from your box, okay? So come over to that box. If you've got your box set up at a different spot, that's totally fine. Just bring it over. Come over to your start cone to start that box. With the box, 9 feet, we're off of this corner here. I just have 10-foot poles So what I had to do is I just measured out of the center. I want 12 feet in the center. So using those 10-foot poles, you can use 8-foot poles also. That's totally fine. You can use a rope. I put anything down there. If you've got pool noodles, you can make sure it don't move around if it gets breezy or anything like that. That's totally fine too. Just make sure you kind of square this box up to make a 12-foot box. That's all that really matters. I just have to be able to see the poles or rope or anything that you guys have to make sure that I know if you touch something, if you've moved something, where you are in relation to the box that I'm looking at. Okay? So for that one, pretty simple, 12-foot box, you've got your start spot. From that one, we're going to come to our gate transition. So for our gate transition, we've got 4 cones for that one. Whenever you finish this box, you'll be prepared to start that. So pause, get ready to start that. From inside this box, you're going to start that next one. You're going to go straight to this cone here. So this next cone coming straight out of the box is going to be your first cone for this obstacle. And what I've done with that one is, if I measured it from here, this is going to be 17 paces. So measuring from the cones themselves, this is kind of where I've made it easy. I don't care if your boxes are further distance off, that's totally fine. Your walk's going to be a little longer, that's totally fine. So walk out of that box to that first cone. I don't really have a specified distance for that. I don't care so much. I don't think it's going to make a big variation difference. So coming out of that box, you're going to be walking to this cone here. I want you to stay on the outside of these cones. From this point, this is where you're going to make whatever first transition depending on your level. At this one, this is 19 paces. So this is 19 of my 3-foot steps, which are regular steps, okay? And if you guys know kind of where you generally fall into 19 meters or 19 yards, that's where I kind of step off in yards a little bit. Makes it easy. If you have like a little roller and measure it out, that's perfect. So just approximately 19 meters, perfect. Stay on the outside, that's where you're going to turn and come into this transition. This one is 15 meters. Okay, 15 meters, 15 yards, approximately in there, okay? On this one, it's just a big square rectangle kind of variation. This one is going to be 15 meters. So it's going to be the same as that one we just did. 15 yards, 15 meters on this one. And you can pause to show completion of the course. For measuring it out, from this stop cone here, you've got 17 paces. So I mentioned that in the beginning. That's where I want you guys to measure that from. So you got your 17 paces from here to that cone. Okay, 17, 19, 15, 15. Behind me is my box on my left, drag on the right. Okay? So that's kind of how to set these courses up. I hope that helps you guys. If I can clarify anything or anything like that, I'll definitely add notes. I'll have a drawing of all this. Hopefully all this is super easy for you guys to understand and clear, and I'll do the best I can to make sure it comes out that way. So enjoy, guys, have fun, and ride safe.